Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to The Hunter and the Beast. Thus far, the tale of our campaign has been one of man against lizard, man against orc. I think today might be the last day that is true, because I think that these Skaven are gonna attempt a backstab before this episode is out. But before they do, we should really try to wipe out this orc tribe as quickly as we can. We really want Spectazuma. It has gemstones. We can't even actually see the Wellsprings of Eternity. The Pillars of Unseen Constellation are kind of irrelevant to us, frankly, but I really only want to have the one enemy. When the Skaven backstab us, I want it to be just us and them, so that it behooves us to wipe out the orcs as quickly as possible. We also do need to get a third army going. I don't know for sure that our northern edge is going to get attacked, but I do know that there are an awful lot of Dark Elf armies around here. We've seen them moving in the mist. It's possible they'll just fight the skeletons, but it's also possible that they will fight the rest of us. And hold on a second, the skeletons have timber. Are we trading with these guys? We're not, are we? No, we aren't, but they now have a port. Okay, hold on a second. I would love... He doesn't actually have the timber. Well, still, like, we should get a trade agreement if we can get one, right? That's just, like, free money. Yeah, wait, what? We have 44 positive... Are you kidding me? Alright, could we do the non-aggression pact? Okay, well, we're trending upward toward 51. Maybe at 51 points of relations, he'll be willing to go for a trade agreement. I can't believe the AI is, like, aggressively not building its lumber buildings. We can't actually see what he has here, but it can't be the lumber building, so they would have shown up in the trade contract. That's very annoying, frankly. Alright, so, like I was saying, we need to build a third army. We need to probably have at least some kind of force posted on the north edge here. So, I think what we want to do is we want to hire a new lord down here. We want to pass some of Valmir Helborg's stuff off to them, and then have Valmir and that army pillage the recruitment pools, because we have a ton of units available. And that's how we're going to form up. 5,700 gold per turn should be more than enough to run an army. Yeah, Valmir's army is only 3,800. Now keep in mind, this army upkeep value is not including this, the logistical cost increase that we're going to see. So we'll be fine. We'll have not a ton of resources left after we finish recruiting here. And we still have the recruiting surplus bonus this turn, so we're gonna get some pay out of that. That's nice. Alright, let's go ahead and do the thing. What are we researching right now? We are researching battle wizards. Yep, that's good. That makes sense. Alright. So at the High Sentinel, this is where we are recruiting our new lord. He is going to be almost certainly a huntsman general. I know that we don't have any of these other guys, and there's some value in like picking up an archlector, because these guys have access to some magical battle prayers. But huntsman generals seem very good, and also we get to start them at level 4. Maybe that's not a good enough reason. We could use an archlector. He is a cunning archlector, good at ambushes and poisoning people. Deceit is a perfectly acceptable means of attack. It says so right there in the what do you call it? The big book. Wait, no, we don't have a big book. I'm thinking of the Space Marines. Whatever. We're taking on Adolphus Salmon. A little bit of a different flavor for our northern front. So we want Adolphus to take on some of these guys. Who exactly is going north? Probably we want to take on all of the normal infantry. We could take some of these handgunners too. I really, like, given how difficult it is to find direct lines of sight, I kind of think I want to have Valmir Helborg get mostly bow units. So this is actually going to be a ton of my stuff. I'm going to take both of the war wagons. We're going to change Valmir Helborg's army considerably. He's just keeping this stuff in Van Hall. Alright, and Adolphus Salmon's job will be to run northward.
How to proceed?
Do we want to grab anything else out of the pools for him? I guess we could do this stuff when he gets up north, so we're not paying the upkeep until then.
Foes to track.
Alright, Valmir. Valmir's going to get some cool stuff. First of all, Valmir is going to pick up the Royal Altdorf Griffites. They're expensive. Do we want those? Those are real expensive. What is this? A Hellblaster War Wagon. We've not seen any of these in action yet. Yeah, take that. Do we also want the Hellblaster Rocket Battery? Poor accuracy, but good range, anti-infantry. I'm assuming it's all kind of the same stuff. In this pool, we have a cannon. But if we were going to hire a cannon, we would hire the fancy cannon. The Hammer of the Witches. Let's grab the Luminarch. So is this a good enough siege core for him? It's pretty unusual. It's definitely different than what we're running in the other army. This doesn't give us as much anti-infantry ability, so maybe we do want one more thing. I guess we have Hellblasters. Hellblasters are good against infantry. These guys are just cavalry. I mean, it's okay to have one unit of cavalry. They cause terror. They're totally badass. These are specifically anti-infantry cavalry. I'm going to take on those dudes. Okay, and then halberds and great swords and huntsmen, I think is where we're going from there. If we were to recruit some huntsmen... Oh, we don't even have the ability to recruit huntsmen yet. Okay, so we'll take these ones then. Unfortunately, these guys don't cost any gold to bring on. So how many units of halberds do I want? If we do it like that... 3 and 3... I think that's pretty good. And then we still have 1,300 income left. So we definitely want to take on some more huntsmen. I'll take all of the huntsmen. And then we want a space in this army for a wizard. So do we want to grab anything else? We could grab a cannon. We could take the Tattersouls. Frenzied, mace-wielding madmen wearing no armor, and I don't know, man. Maybe they're okay. Hold on. What is this? What is this buff they have? The Strength of the Penitent. Okay, that's interesting. So they don't... I mean, they're just... My concern is they're just too squishy. I think we really want to take advantage of the toughness of our units. So maybe we just grab the Sunmaker? That'll have us down to a very, very small amount of income. Maybe we're okay for right now. Maybe this army is as powerful as it needs to be right this second. And I really want to hit this thing here, this C-Corp. There's an awful lot of money to be had from these some of the time. Unfortunately, it's difficult to predict whether it's going to be one of those times or not.
Sir.
He can move on Spectazuma. We're not going to be able to hit it this turn no matter who we use for the task. So why don't we move you to here and go into ambush mode. You guys don't have any movement because New Lords spawn without movement. And I think I'm going to go for it. Or I guess we could not. We could have Adolphus go for it and then sail up north rather than walking. But we have a good path up to where we're going. And I want him to get there quickly, because we know that there's a Lizardman army that spawned east when we hit max hostility, and we want him up there by the time they arrive, right? Yeah, I could just do this. This is fine. So what have we? With a gush of putrid water, the bloated corpse of an ancient sea leviathan surfaces close by. You consider sending your crew to investigate what secrets the cadaver of the sea beast will bestow. But such an expedition is not without risk. When alive, these creatures are known to host parasites the size of wolves, and even colonies of needle-toothed aquatic man-things. Even so, there may be valuables to be found within its stinking gut, and stinking valuables are the best kind. Let's defeat a foe in battle. I'm ready for a fight here. Okay, it would be a very easy battle. We'll just go ahead and auto-resolve that. Alright, we got a Road Warden, which is a fine follower. 6,000 gold and a crummy shield. Okay, well, I mean, 6,000 gold is the thing we were really after. And also more experience. Can't have enough experience.
Traitors always get found out in the end.
Even if the elf isn't really benefiting from it all that much anymore. I mean, at this point, do we just start taking training? It's a pretty small amount of bonus experience, but like, what else could we get her that's going to matter? I suppose missile resistance could matter. And we're probably better off just taking hit points. Oh, that's right. I was going to do a pass on our equipment, and I forgot. Well, whatever.
Is plotted.
Okay, we took a lot of damage from attrition just getting over there, in addition to the battle damage.
Mission accomplished.
Alright, and now that we have a bunch of money, we can still do upgrades and stuff. So over here in the Maku Peaks, the Monument to the Sun, I mean, none of these are in grave danger at this point. So I suppose we just upgrade the Maku Peaks itself. Oh, I thought that button still showed settlement needs upgrading, and so I clicked it, and it changed to end turn as I was clicking on it. Well, that's a shame. I was gonna, build some more stuff. Oh well, we're a turn behind on some things now. It's not the end of the world. Please do not show me any dark elves marching on my territory for at least, 3 turns. Give me time to get this army of, basically, jungle rejects up into position. We probably want to rework our Marcus's army as well, because Marcus still has a lot of basic swordsmen that could be replaced with other things. But we're going to have to find a moment when we have the money. And then, of course, we do have to be concerned about the fact that anything cool that we replace the swordsman with is going to have a higher upkeep. But hopefully the level of income that we lost there has convinced people. I don't know if people were thinking I was being overcautious before about getting a third army going, but I really wasn't. That third army is expensive. Okay, my trade agreement with the Order of the Lore Masters was dissolved, which is almost certainly not them dissolving it, but rather them losing control of their port. Nothing to panic about. They might just get it back. Entirely possible. Personal range increase is not bad. Yeah. Or, you know what, extra movement range for the army. What am I thinking? Of course that's what I should do. I should have done that a long time ago. Okay, our wizard can fly now, which is going to make it a lot easier for him to do his thing. And this is the turn we take Spectazuma, right? I mean, it's got to be.
Target spotted.
So let's get you in here. Hold on. Just do a siege for the moment. We're gonna bring some more force to bear. First of all, I'm gonna fold Andreas into this army for a moment, because there's no reason for him not to get battle XP.
Loyal or not, they'd better fight.
The Fate of Buna is probably still a pretty good spell. And we may as well have this army participate in that battle as well if we can. Actually, we might not be able to. I don't think that we are moving quite far enough forward. No, we're totally not. Okay, well, the good news is we have a pretty easy auto-resolve here even without it. I mean, yeah, this is a terrible garrison.
A deserved promotion.
Alright. Yeah, finally he got the bonus leadership against greenskin tribes, right when we're about to never fight one again for the rest of the campaign. Alright, Spectazuma does not even have its gold... What on earth? So they only have this thing at level 3? I guess maybe they took it from somebody recently? No, that can't be right. They should have had it from the beginning of the game. Just not making a priority of upgrading it. Well, that's annoying. I was very excited to take over a fully upgraded gemstone mine. Alright, let's get some more quartermaster. Upkeep down on your units is a big deal right at this moment. Alright, and you are in full run mode. Oh, that's unfortunate. He really doesn't have a lot of movement. Okay, I guess we're sailing anyway. You know what, I need to, hold on. We're gonna do a quick pass on his followers, because he doesn't have any followers right now, probably, and he could be getting extra movement. So let's see, do we have anybody left who gives movement speed? Boy, we have a lot of unassigned followers. You just keep getting the same ones over and over again. It looks like all of the movement speed guys are already used. We'll get you a road warden, and the coachman is just free money. Campaign line of sight is good. Yeah, we'll do that. That's a pretty big buff. And then, honestly, a lot of these other ones are not very interesting. Attrition down is fine, I guess, but he's already not going to be suffering any attrition. I suppose we'll just do a couple of public order boosts. We can give him some banners to assign to his units as well. That's maybe a good idea. Give them some stuff to carry into battle, and he can take some Armor of Fortune. He is a melee character. I know his melee attack stats are not very good right now, but they'll get there. Do I want him? You know what? He really needs attack, actually. I like that sort of bloodshed on him quite a bit. And then the Seed of Rebirth. As long as he's in melee, he's regenerating health. That seems good. He can have a Fireball Ring. Okay. And maybe Nussbacher ends up in his army, because obviously we want to get a fire wizard into Valmir's army as soon as we have the ability to do that. How's the Wizards College going? It's not even being built yet. I didn't have the money, that's right. Alright, we'll start building that. That's a very high priority. Okay, we're going to have to figure out, how good is this gemstone mine actually? 300, 450, 600, and then also it gives us a trade good, so it'll give us some more income from that. I might even demolish this to put up walls here, just try to make it harder for the Skaven to take it from us when they turn on us, which we know they will do because they're Skaven. And on top of them being Skaven, also they hate us, which does make things a little bit more awkward. So it's entirely possible that the high hostility lizardmen army is in the water, very nearby. I am not interested in a military alliance. Never, ever, ever. So these guys could end up in some trouble, just getting attacked while they're still sailing out. But to cross our fingers and hope that that does not occur. Here come the Dark Elves. I mean, it sure looks like they're just marching tons of armies over to the ancient city. You have to imagine they're going to use them for something eventually, but maybe they're going through the ancient city to somewhere else. I don't think there's really anywhere else for them to go. Oh, well, we're about to get declared on. The Skaven probably want to finish off the orcs before they actually declare war on us. But we might want to seize the opportunity right now. They have two large, tired armies right on top of my armies. We could kill them both. We could 2v1 each of them individually. We may not want to pass up this opportunity, even though I'm not really ready to fight the Skaven just yet. A decrease of this amount in their local military power could be pretty big. As a sign of Wissenland's gratitude for supporting them in important matters back home, Eben von Leibwitz has lent you the treasured runefang of his state for the remainder of the expedition. The magical sword known as Bloodbringer is a weapon of great puissance, and will be a poignant symbol of Wissenland's backing of your cause. It's a shame that none of our enemies will have any idea. That said, that's a pretty damn good weapon. Yeah, man, that's really something. Of the 12 magical swords belonging to the Empire's Elector Counts, Bloodbringer is a mighty blade befitting Wissenland's important status as the center of Imperial arms production. I was hoping they'd send us some big cannons or something, but I'm not going to turn my nose up at Bloodbringer.
Captain of Scouts.
So that's definitely going in the Paladin's hands, right? I guess let's finish taking hard to hit. And then also Ogre Blade out. An actual Rune Blade in. It's a pretty big upgrade for our man. Unfortunately, it takes a turn for that stuff to equip, so you won't have it for the battles this turn. And it would have been technically better to do these battles and then equip him, but I was afraid I would forget. So, do we want to turn on these Skaven? Yeah, we do. definitely getting that stuff set up. So what are these armies?
We are brave, mighty.
Man, they're pretty good. These are pretty good Skaven armies. They don't have a lot of the garbage clan rat type units. We're seeing a lot of like storm vermin with swords and shields, which are actually extremely tough. Death globe bombardiers, who are extremely dangerous ranged units. And then I don't actually have a lot of experience against the weapon teams. Those units have not been in the game all that long. They have these Plague Claw catapults, which as far as catapults go are pretty good. If we don't take these armies out now, they will definitely be used against us in the near future. We have to do this now. Like we'd be very foolish not to go for it. Alright, so do we want to recruit something to bring this army up to full size? Honestly, against all these rats, I'm thinking maybe bringing in the extra unit of cavalry makes sense. They have a lot of ranged units and weapons teams and stuff. Yeah. Let's do that. And then you're in normal movement, and you lead off the battle. How much trouble am I going to get us in? And we have to fight them. They're going to declare war on us at some point, and we need to kill them to take enough territory to win the game. Yes, this is the moment. You can tell I'm nervous. You can tell I'm terrified, but this is the moment.
Ready yourselves.
Should be, wow, not as easy an auto-resolve as I was hoping.
Well done.
Yeah, wow, we took a lot of damage. Jesus Christ, how do we lose so many? Okay, well, I overestimated how good that auto-resolve was going to be. We'll fight the second battle manually. Because at this point, with our armies this damaged, they stand to lose a lot of bodies if we don't fight this manually. Okay, so you got your blade shield. I mean, leadership is kind of whatever. You're already pretty much a blade master, so I think the damage makes more sense. 64 attack. Then again, actually making contact with his attack so he's applying Sunder is kind of a big deal.
The scouts shall never fall. Hunters!
Yeah, I'm bummed out about how much damage we took there.
Huntsman General! Seek, destroy!
Okay, manual combat. Jesus, we would lose the auto-resolve. I can't believe how much damage we took on that last auto-resolve. I almost wonder if we should just not do this. Because if we weaken ourselves too much, the orcs are just going to surge up and crush us, right? Yeah, I should have manually resolved that battle. I really thought things were going to go a little bit better. So let's see. This army doesn't have a catapult. They have a warp fire thrower, but it doesn't have a ton of range. They have Ratling guns, which also don't have a ton of range, but they're exactly what they sound like. Gatling guns operated by rats. And then they do have these Warplock Jezzails. I've not had much experience fighting these things. They break your shields. And I mean, they're just real good at shooting you from far away. They have the basic Skaven abilities, of course, because they're Skaven. Yeah, maybe we want to fall back. Maybe I'm biting off more than I can chew here. Because we'll go back to full health, but they'll in a single turn. But they'll still be down an entire army.
Reposition.
I'm gonna back off.
Huntsman General.
You get back in the city, get that city replenishment, and we'll recruit some more guys to fill the slots. I mean, now we're only looking at 5 melee units here. I'd like to have a little bit more melee. Unfortunately, we can't really pull in anything very... we can pull in halberds now. I don't love sitting still for 2 turns, but he's got to replenish anyway. Yeah, okay, we can normally hire halberds now.
Marcus Wolfhart.
And Marcus will just go
Onwards, man.
here and sit there in ambush mode. Maybe get even a little bit closer.
On the trail.
And sit there in ambush mode. Did I move until I have, yep, 24 movement left. Man. I thought for sure that little stutter step was going to be fine.
Huntsman General.
We're going to send Von Hall out here to just harass these dudes, though. Block army, failure. Man,
Rumors say that this one is rotten.
I need you to successfully do stuff when I tell you to do stuff.
Protector of the weak.
Alright, let's go get that money. It turns out there's an awful lot of money out there on the sea. Okay, so I think we could win a real battle with this army, and we should get some XP for sure. Yeah, we totally have this. So we go like the Banner of Eternal Flame on one of the ranged units. I guess it gives a weapon damage bonus, so we probably want to put it on a melee fighting unit, and then Wailing Banner on a different melee fighting unit. And I'm a little uncomfortable taking an auto resolve here. We're gonna manual this because that's about as far as the balance of power bar was in our favor with that last battle, and you saw how that turned out. I really, really don't want to lose bodies. So they have some advantages here for sure. They have only 1 unit of mortars to my 2 units of mortars, so that's good for us. But their units all have the aquatic trait, which means they are not slowed or weakened by fighting in shallow water. Our units will move slower, and I believe they'll get tired faster while fighting in the water. So we really, really don't want to meet them in the water. I actually really like the idea of getting up on the island and using the forest as cover. So let's do that then. I mean, I think I'm just going to hit start battle. Okay, our guy does have his 4 uses of fireball. Let's take our melee units and just kind of get into the trees. Obviously, being in the trees is not great for the guns, but it'll give us some cover from their mortars. Because some of their mortar fire will impact on the trees. And we'll just figure it all out from there. Wow, check out the size of that corpse in the background. What in the hell was that? It's kind of terrifying, actually. Oh yeah, you gotta get up here, man. You gotta provide your leadership aura, because our units are terrible and they will probably panic very early. Okay, well, they can see us.
Yes, sir! Bring it down!
That is the most important thing that we could shoot at the moment. I'd probably just control group these guys up so that we can... Honestly, with their units not coming forward at all, maybe we just wanna charge them?
The Empire endures!
And we certainly stand to lose something in a charge. Maybe I'm being silly about attacking them directly, because they have guns too, of course. And it would be pretty bad for us to run forward into their gun line. I'm actually pretty pleased with the damage that my mortars are dealing, though. We are causing a panic. And remember, these are undead units, so when panicking, they will not run, they'll just lose health over time. Hopefully quickly. Alright, we're definitely gonna move up on them now. Oops, clicked outside the window. There we go. I guess, hold on a second. I gotta issue some more specific orders here. Alright, so those guys are polearm depth guard. They are definitely incredibly dangerous. These guys are just dead, huh? They're gonna get completely shredded. We have to put some bodies forward on these dudes. We are definitely going to endure some damage here. Adolphus Solman probably needs to go this way to help with the depth guard. And then I need I need to move my handgunners differently than I am moving them. I think we got to split them into 2 groups and fan them out around the trees. And the other thing we really need is for my mortars to retarget. So we have dealt with their mortars now. Hopefully we are still in time to do some real damage to their ranged units as they try to move up on us. Our melee units all have shields, which is very helpful. My melee units are immediately collapsing, which is less helpful. Here comes the leadership bonus, and there it goes. Any chance you want to shoot that fireball now, my friend? Like, give it a thought. Take a moment, retarget. Okay, there we go. They remember that they have orders. One of the units of mortars, yeah, is targeted over here. In theory, we should see some mortar fire any second now. Alright, get over here. He's just not, he's going to ignore my order to shoot a fireball, which is annoying. Okay, let's... You guys should already be shooting... How do I want to best take advantage of this? The formations met in kind of a weird way. They're panicked and already rapidly losing health. I'm going to pull these guys out all the way over here. These guys up there, and then these guys actually could probably move up a little bit like this. Like, we should be able to fire into the flanks of both of those groups. Alright, their swordsmen are rapidly losing. But we're going to have depth guard problems in a second here. And the artillery are not doing the job. Okay, well, he's in there. He's doing melee stuff. Any chance you want to shoot that fireball, or... There we go. He missed. He completely... No, he hit a couple of them. Okay, that group's almost dead. Okay, yeah, they're trying. They're getting it done. I've had a unit of swordsmen regain their nerve behind enemy lines. This is actually a really good place for them. Actually, I know this isn't close, but this is the place where it would be best. Alright, you guys have to get this done. Actually, both units of mortars, please make this happen. And these guys, I don't know, I think I might have these handgunners just try to bail out of this side of the battle. It's like, this is going poorly. We can't actually fight these guys. We can't keep our lord in melee combat with the depth guard very long, but I'm hoping that he will tough through the mortar fire long enough for this to work out. Are they meleeing me with their sword, with their pistol guys? Is that what's happening here? They should have a really hard time surviving combat, melee combat over here. Alright, you guys gotta get over there. You guys are doing some fine work. Alright, a lot of their force is starting to crumble. And they absolutely are just getting into melee with our handgunners, which is annoying. It's annoying that that works. Empire handgunners are not good at melee combat, so I mean, like, I get it, but it sucks that that works. Alright, this force is going to have some hard times. It's a very basic army made up of pretty weak units, being led by a lord who has essentially no skills. But like, this kind of battle is important because we have to do some stuff to earn him some XP, right? You guys should break and run. Just get the hell out of there. Those guys are just about dead. Okay. Oh, his whole army just broke. We've done enough damage to his lord. Alright, well that was not as clean as I could have fought it. Certainly not as clean as I was hoping I would fight it. But everybody survived. We didn't lose any of our very upgraded handgun units, which I was starting to think we might. And we're going to get very paid. Hopefully we have enough time to replenish before we get into any real trouble up north. I mean, the cities up north have walls and garrisons. It's not like it's going to be entirely on this army.
My journey begins.
Alright, got another road warden. We discovered 8,000 gold, which is a hell of a lot better than 6,000 gold and a shield that I don't want to use. Definitely taking Route Marcher, because you don't actually have a choice.
I live to serve the Emperor.
And let's get a move on. We'll grab this thing on the way up north as well. Alright, did we build the walls in Sildrator? No, we haven't actually unlocked the building slot yet. We will get walls around Sildrator. We have the opportunity right now to do this, and we probably should. That income going. We also probably need to do that, because it would be super cool if this place wasn't always negative public order. Although I guess we're about to have an army in there, so that problem is going to be pretty much dealt with. We are not going to end up needing the recruitment structures in Chotek's Causeway, probably, but I also don't want to get rid of them. I guess, yeah, just give me economic-focused upgrades for the moment. All that extra money coming in from the treasure is really, really helpful.
By the Emperor's authority.
Okay, I do not expect the Skaven to come over and come after us. They could, but I don't think they will. What is this? There's an icon there that I am not familiar with. Does that mean that there's a Skaven under Empire? It might. That would mean that the Skaven are building a city underneath the High Sentinel, which is a thing that we would have to deal with. Obviously, that's not okay. And Dark Elves are coming for us. Okay, well, it's going to be real exciting here in a minute. Yep, Undercity discovered in the High Sentinel. So Skaven armies have a chance, when they attack you, to launch an offensive ambush. They can ambush you on the attack. Unfortunately for them, you don't know if an attack's going to successfully ambush until you actually press the button. So he could have gone after Marcus's army there in an attempt at getting a one army versus one army fight with him getting ambush positioning on us. But if he had tried it and failed, we would have gotten to kill him with both of our armies plus the city garrison. So I can see why he didn't go for it. Oh, and that guy's not sailing north at all. He's just going to come over here and fight us right here. Well, that's actually probably good for us. They tried to block my army the same as I tried to block theirs. We are going to make them pay for their insolence. Yeah, pretty good odds.
Tools of judgment ready.
Let's remember that Herdvig has been half-assing it in combat for so long that it's easy to forget that the whole thing he's for is murdering enemy agents.
Captain of Scouts.
Okay, and then what do we have here? Actually, this army is less scary than the last one. So that's good to know that they aren't just going to be constantly escalating in strength. Alright, I know I have an under-empire, an under-city. How do I deal with that? I'm not actually sure what you do. Maybe we can use a hero action to try to root it out? The thing is, you don't really have like action buttons on your cities. So there's not a button we could press that's like, hey, go fight them. Oh, there's a button right here. Hold on. Clan Pestilence, we could burn it out, but we'd have to pay people an awful lot to go down there. Well, I can think of a way that we might earn that money.
Fearless.
Except, right, if we move him, we're gonna lose that turn of recruiting progress. Well, basically, do I think I can kill Yasik with just Marcus's army? Because if so, that's the thing to do, right? I don't know. Hold on. We don't have to worry about this right now. Let's do this thing first. This might get us the money we're looking for. Let's take some mushroom stew. We might get into some trouble in the very near future here. Ooh, Mathlon's Blessing is actually... that's quite a good buff. That is not enough money to burn out the Undercity, unfortunately. If there weren't Dark Elves in the water already over here, I would maybe sail out for these skull reefs. Try to get some more money, but I think we gotta get back to civilization here. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a good sense of whether they're going for the Ziggurat or for Grey Rock Point. And we can't afford to upgrade the wall here. 2,700 gold. We really need to get that going. We need to have walls around the Ziggurat of Dawn. Alright. I think we cancel the recruiting. And we 2v1 this guy, because we got to get rid of him, right?
Huntsman General.
Marcus lead the attack. And unfortunately, since we used this guy for a hero action, he doesn't have the movement necessary to join in. Okay, here we should be able to... This should be a pretty safe auto-resolve with that much advantage. Okay, did not kill any of my units. These guys are such a... They're so close to grayscale that it kind of looks like huntsmen have been killed in battle, even when they haven't, so I did have a momentary panic there. Alright, that gets rid of that faction again until we push the meter too high for the next time.
We always had the upper hand.
Definitely taking Quartermaster, no question there.
Loyal or not, they'd better fight. Tracker of distinction. Get a move on.
Volmir, get back to friendly replenishment territory.
Great outdoors.
Because over here, we're technically in Skaven territory. This is the Temple of Kara land. Do we want to just go over there and... No, probably not. Let's definitely take the money we just earned from that fight and use it to burn out this Undercity. We were fortunate to detect these scheming Skaven before they caused any lasting damage, but you should remain vigilant lest the Ratmen undermine us again. So basically, we just got lucky there. There are things you can do to check for Undercities. Like, you can increase your chance, rather, to find Undercities. I'm not really familiar with the mechanics of that, but I'm going to have to get familiar. And somewhere, those orcs are still, you know, orking around over here. What is this? The Isle of the Crimson Skull is in the same province as Bloodhall. Okay, I'm assuming that the, these guys are just having Skaven problems, right? My inane 100. We're trusted friends. That's how you speak to your friends, man? I can see why all the rats want to kill you. So what I was doing here was seeing if we could renegotiate our trade agreement, since he clearly has a port now, but we can't, which makes me wonder if his port is maybe under siege at the moment. Well, it's not a good thing, that's for sure. So the next thing we probably want to do is push for this city. Just so that we can get the timber and get our dwarf quest moving. And then we haven't left ourselves with quite enough money to build this upgrade. Don't think we want to cancel anything for it. I think it's just something we'll do next turn. Because we do need all of those economic upgrades that we started and everything. Yeah, we're going to get to a place pretty soon where we have 3 armies, or rather like 2.5-ish armies, and we're economically sound and actually still able to buy building upgrades and stuff. It's going to take a minute, but we're going to get there. We have a lot of money, not yet coming in, but on the way to coming in. Alright, tell me that fleet is just going to sail due east to go fight other elves. Oh man, they're putting a lot of bodies in the water. It doesn't look like they're sailing for me, though, does it? You would expect them to have adhered to the coastline a little bit more if that's what they were doing. Okay, they're guarding the Temple of Kara. And I really thought we were going to be able to burn through those 2 Skaven armies, like, trivially. I underestimated their level of technological advancement. Sulpharetz is being raided by a Dark Elf army. That's pretty bad for us. That means there are Dark Elves over in a place that's really far away from all of my guys. Okay, the Exiles of Nahek have summoned a sandstorm, which doesn't really help us. We need this wall very badly. So what exactly... How much territory is considered sulpharettes? Whoa, what is going on here? There's lava coming out? Okay, weird. Yeah, like, how much of this land is sulpharettes? Is there... Where's my border? 'Cause it sure doesn't look like there are dark elves around here. I don't see any dark elves. We definitely need to do this thing, which we cannot do until next turn. I guess you guys just go to the ziggurat to make it clear that it's not going to be a completely trivial conquer. How many turns are we on that that wall? 3? Alright, yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what these guys want to do. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll just go fight elves.
My arrow flies true.
You know, do the sensible thing and go fight some elves.
Rumors say that this one is rotten.
Alright. What is my plan now? Von Hall can rejoin this army. Actually, hold on. Von Hall should probably go scout this city. You cannot perform this action as the settlement does not have walls is weird. You would expect that not to even be there. I think if you right-click on a settlement that doesn't have walls, it doesn't show that. So does that mean that Tansha has walls? No, it does not. And in fact, it has a tiny, weak garrison.
Seek out the heretics.
Okay, well, I think that we should probably come down here and take this quickly. We're unlikely to be able to hold it for very long, but we just need to have it for a second to get our dwarf moving forward on his faction quest. His character quest. And also, doing it will gain us some fun stuff here. He doesn't even have any spells. Some of these items are not for him.
Sir.
I mean, I think we probably just want to do this
Very well.
as a big overwhelming force, right? Oh, actually, we can't reach it with... Oh, you can just barely reach it. Okay, yeah. Let's come in here and really overwhelm them. Let's take no more damage than we absolutely have to.
Scout leader.
Can't tell if he's gonna... Oh, it looks like we're not gonna be able to actually hit this.
I beg to differ.
Okay, well that's not ideal. I
General.
thought... it looks like we might have the movement range. It's really hard to tell. Because if we can't get this, we should back off. So that we don't let them attack us with an army plus the garrison.
Huntsman General.
And what is... This army is the one that we didn't fight before, so we know that this is a strong army.
Move aside for the Emperor's expedition.
We can see what their movement range is in their current movement mode. So I think what we're seeing here is that they couldn't reach me to attack me anyway. So I guess let's just... He refuses to move forward any further. That means that he cannot, in fact, reach it. I'd love it if you would, like, move forward, though. There we go.
Marcus Wolfhart.
Okay, I guess we're just going to stand right here, then, in the open, in grave danger. And we got to get walls up around the High Sentinel. We can get rid of that building. We don't need 3 public order buildings in this province. The Monument of the Moon is probably... This is probably the place that we need to upgrade next, because we need to put walls up there, too, and I want to keep my... recruitment building. Are you guys at war with the rats?
I've got some big
You are not. And we're not going to be able to talk them into joining war with the rats either. Okay, exiles. Trade agreement looks good. Actually, a non-aggression pact also looks good. Alright, and a defensive pact wouldn't do too much for us because we're both already at war with the Dark Elves. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little nervous here. Let's see what happens. Now, fortunately, my armies are not in march mode, so if we get attacked and it looks unfavorable, we can fall back. We just have to hope that that's... we have to hope that we fall back enough that they can't just chase us down and murder us. If that stack comes over here and attacks us while we're at full health and they get their garrison, it still might totally be possible for us to beat them because We were injured before. It was part of the reason that that looked bad. Oh, they do want to fight us. Yeah, man. Dark elves. That's frustrating. And we certainly cannot afford to put together a fourth army. Why did the Dark Elves have to declare war on me the instant they met me and then ignore all of their other problems to go to immediately march on my stuff? Why did that have to happen? Are the High Elves actually at war with the Dark Elves? If not, we might be able to talk them into it. And if we could do something that would like put some pressure on the Dark Elves, that could be really good for us. Alright, so we're still being raided by that Dark Elf army as they approach. We did not get attacked here, which is very good for us. What was I doing with you? I was taking increased mobility.
Loyal or not, they'd better fight.
And you have now maxed out... Oh, we actually do use Awakening of the Woods sometimes. Let's take that as well.
Marcus Wolfhart.
Alright, should be a pretty easy victory here.
Huntsman General. Target spotted.
Oh, hold on.
In and kill.
Encircle. Let's put Von Hall in this army. Let him get XP from the battle.
At the ready. Not here.
Okay, completely trivial. They did not bother to defend this settlement at all.
I am the Hunt's Marshal.
Now we just have to keep it in one piece until we manage to build the
Well done, comrades.
Yeah, we can do this. Until we manage to build the timber building, which we can start on next turn.
On the hunt.
Okay, you are very close to getting your hunter's trap.
Traitors always get found out in the end.
And you kind of have all of the stuff that you need now. I mean, we could get some more melee defense. His melee defense is only 57, so I guess if we want him to be somebody who can, like, confidently duel an enemy lord, more defense would be useful. Yeah, sure, we'll take that.
The men are key.
I mean, obviously he can duel an enemy lord who's, like, take the extra replenishment here. He could duel an enemy lord who is like an archer or something, but if we want him to be able to fight enemies who are supposed to be good at melee combat, we want him to have the rest of that stuff. Alright, there was something up here that I wanted to do. Yes, I wanted to start a garrison building. That's right. So they're raiding me with a force that only has 9 units in it. It will definitely be sufficient to take sulfurets away from me, though. Should they even want to attack. We don't know for sure that they will attack. Could we get a defensive alliance? I changed my mind. I kind of want one. I mean, we're trending pretty far up. We'll probably be able to get one. If we had a defensive alliance, I could ask him to target individual armies and stuff. That might improve his combat effectiveness, because the AI is not always the sharpest decision maker, as we have seen plenty of times. What do we have here? Alright, so they got a lot of dudes in armor that has a lot of spikes on it, because, you know, Dark Elves. Dark Shards. The Reaper Bolt Thrower is like a ballista. Basically, I'm wondering, are we afraid of this army by itself? Because obviously he intends to group some armies up and come after us. We probably cannot sail out and attack them. I mean, I could grab a bunch more units here and hit them with a larger force. Because we have more income now. We could afford to go really deep on handgunners for this army, and maybe even grenade launchers. Maybe that's the move. Maybe we fill this army up quickly with powerful units. Not powerful units, but available units that are free to recruit. And then we hit these guys now to prevent them from grouping up with the other army. So they do have some pretty badass melee troops here. Blackguard are incredibly good at surviving melee combat and also at killing things. Blackguard Corsair are sort of the opposite. They're incredibly good at killing things and also fine at surviving. They have some Dark Shards, some missile stuff of their own, which obviously we would we would beat pretty hard if we were to go that deep on ranged units. I think I'm going to do that. So I have 6 slots left in my army. I don't know that I want a cannon, but I think I am actually just going to do this. And let's go overwhelm them. Okay, I'll take that auto-resolve. There's something to be said for volume of fire. Their second one is larger. We probably will have to manually resolve that one. And honestly, like, maybe I should have manually resolved this one, because it was the first time we were fighting Dark Elves. We get to see some of that stuff happening, but we'll have, I think, plenty of opportunities. So now a question. What do we want to do with him? Do we want to try to make him a better melee combatant? If we do that, he can eventually learn Faith's Bastion, which gives him a big damage resistance buff, and then beyond that, Benediction, a constant leadership bonus. I mean, maybe we should redline him, maybe we should blue line him and pick up Lightning Strike if he's going to be up here defending by himself. Actually, that's probably right. If he's going to be up here defending by himself, he may need to be able to break larger forces apart. So yeah, that's probably what we have to do. So let's get him Fervent so he can try to counteract some of the chaos corruption in the region. And then, like, as soon as we have the opportunity to take his battle prayers, we will. So he has an unusual form of magic available to him. And I think we'll just fall back to the Ziggurat.
Warrior of Sigma, we are the best.
Well, I appreciate Marcus's confidence, at least. So what do we want to do with you now? We could march on the Temple of Kara. I mean, the play is probably be somewhere in ambush mode and try to catch these dudes. But I'm not sure that I think Marcus's army by itself in ambush mode beats that army. So we probably want to do it like right here. Or even basically like where he is. Just make sure he's within range of the city garrison.
Trap is set.
Okay, the High Sentinel is going to take the basic garrison building right now. Okay, I don't know if we're going to be able to survive the retaliation for the things we've done, but if we can, we're doing it. This is the way we would do that. Untainted +2 faction-wide. We do have some horses now. Maybe we should take mounted weaponry? I mean, we only have the 1 unit of Outriders, or the 2 units of Outriders, but in the one place, you know. Ammunition up for artillery is not amazing. We do have a gold mine now. This is actually some money. The gold mine's making us 1,200 gold per turn, so this would be... It's not tiny. We might be better off, though, pursuing... Like... We aren't actually using the local and global recruitment pools all that much because we get so many units through other means. I mean, I hate to say this, but I kind of feel like we just have all of the important tech already. We have a lot of the important tech already. You know, we're still using infantry units. We will always be using infantry units. Let's buff them up. Alright, let's see whether or not we suffer for our foolishness. I'm definitely a little bit worried about the level of Skaven corruption that we're going to be experiencing over here. Even if there are no undercities left, and there totally might be. Just like the amount of corruption that spills over the border from adjacent regions can sometimes be a problem. Alright, is that Cult of Pleasure army actually going to attack Sulfurettes? Nope. Well, that's bad. They burned down our allies' village instead, and killed our trade agreement. Okay, that's interesting. We might be able to take those guys on with our 2 armies combined. Break that stack down, and then... The Temple of Kara is in the same region as Thanshla, so that would be... We could build toward... Or we could work toward building this region. Although, honestly, I really want to finish off the blue Vipers. Do I want a military alliance with you? Probably not. There's not really a lot of benefit to it, right? It doesn't help me to be in a military alliance with you, and what if you decide you want to declare war on an elf or something? No, I'm still going to say no. If getting the military alliance with them would have made them at war with our enemies, I probably would have taken it. Oh, apparently we don't have to worry about the Blue Vipers. They are under control. Spate of riots has broken out across the Empire. We definitely have given Stirland some help in the past. I don't think we've done Nordland. We might have done Averland, but like it seems like the benefits for helping out one group of guys a lot, why can't I think of it? County a lot is a big deal, so maybe we want to stick with Stirland. Delaying our Imperial supplies by 5 turns I don't think hurts us that much. Especially since there's a fair chance that we're just going to end up getting them instantly when we hit maximum hostility anyway. Pretty good odds that is the way that we the way that we get our next group. It's the way that we got the last couple. So they're in mustering mode right now, or encampment mode rather. They have a melee defense buff, they have a leadership buff, and they can fall back if we attack them and they think the odds look bad. So, I'm wondering if it's even worthwhile to march my armies north. I think that it could end up being pretty bad for us. I definitely want to do this. Okay, we gotta stay in control of Tlanchala for 2 turns, and then we can get the dwarfs quest moving. I'd really like to see what else he has. This is still the first step that we're on, right? Yeah, because this is the text they show you before you even get the guy. So yeah, I wanna get him upgraded. I want to see how great he becomes. So we got to be careful not to do anything that's going to risk losing this. Although honestly, we have no idea what's going on with that, right? It may well be the case that we're going to see a Skaven army come up from the south and just obliterate it anyway. The Blue Vipers, that's a shame. The fact that these look like ruins means the Blue Vipers were taken out by the Skaven. I was kind of hoping that it was the elves taking some territory. Well, that means that there is a Skaven army of some strength at one of these 2 locations. We don't know which one was the last one to fall, but that could mean that Spectazuma is in some danger. In fact, it probably means that Spectazuma is in considerable danger. That said, it does have a 16-unit garrison with proper walls, so they probably would have to take a moment to build up. Oh hey, I just realized what time it is. We probably should not play the big-ass battle that I'm contemplating here in this episode. This is where we're going to call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Like I said, the time of lizards and orcs is over. The time of rats is now. Come back next time, tomorrow, to see how we deal with a technologically superior foe that can move with ease through the jungles and outnumbers us 10 to 1. And hopefully it's going to be something other than just die horribly. And we'll see you then.
We exist